Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, one of the members of one of the mini groups I'm on Facebook has, ventured into doing some of the wood grain bed trim that I do, as you can see here in my 59 Apache promo turned model kit. Scratch built chassis, no big deal there. So we're going to get into this. As you can see, the bed rails actually look like bed rails, bed rental foil, and wood grain tape. Comes from any RV dealer. You can go in there and probably buy a couple of feet fairly cheap. If not, they might even give you some, just to be nice. But hey, you never know. So the thing is takes a little bit of time to do this. I'm going to go through. I've got a spare bed over here, as you can see. This is an old junk bed. I'm going to make it into a trailer, all rusty and whatnot. So I'm going to jump right in here and show you how I do this on a couple of strips. It doesn't take long, so we got a couple of minutes here. Let's go ahead and get into this. So I disassembled the bed. It's all the, AMT, SMP, Apache. Comes apart really easy. Yeah, okay. So normally this bed would be attached to the cab of that truck right there. As you can see, I've already done this one here just recently. This is what I'm working on now. So what I'm going to do is, show you how to do this. The first thing I do is the strips right here. As you can see, I'll get a really closer, you can see that they are raised, and there is actually a wood grain on here, so if you feel like painting, if you have one of these kits, great. Otherwise, let's get into this. So I'm going to start off with the bare metal foil of my sheet that I've been working on. I already have a strip that's going to work. It's not quite long enough, but we're going to run with that because this is just a demonstration. So like my previous video on the bare metal foil, basic tools, pull the strip off. Fairly easy. Get rid of the foil. So normally it would be like I said, attached to the cab. What I would do is just lay down the foil on the strip. Do it near the cab side. I'll just go back and do another one later on. You kind of feel where the ridges are at. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as it gets the rails. So it can be crooked, it can be however you want it. Of course, prerequisited Q-tip here. I've actually recently added a new tool to my repertoire of this. It comes out of those old like the 54 styling kits, that have the little parts. It's a little plastic piece for doing the putty. I've come to find out this is actually pretty good to just kind of get those hard to reach edges sometimes. Of course, I sanded it down a little bit so it's a little sharper, but not too bad. You can get in there and get those. You can get those bolt heads, kind of stick up. If it's not to your liking, use a Q-tip. Use toothpick. Okay. So I have this one. I'm actually going to grab that foil back, and I'm going to add a second piece to finish this off. Normally I would cut it down and just add, but nah. I'm going to cut that off and save it. Still a good piece. So I added on the addition because it wasn't quite long enough. I'm going to do a second piece right here. That way you can see what I'm doing. Let me get this garnished down so you can't see it. Pretty quick like. So the handy dandy ruler with a metal bar on it. Recommend that for your bare metal foil. I just kind of guesstimate on this one here because I'm not perfect on this. You can measure that if you want. 4 inches. Oh, music selection. Let me go back. Alright. Quick, I didn't think it was take this long, but hey, anything's possible. Alright, second piece. I'll just grab that off there. Go back over here. I should have done this for the video so you can see what I'm doing here. That's okay. So I'm going to do it in the very adjacent piece of, there we go. So for sake of getting through this video, so I'm not taking up too much of your time, I'm going to do this really quick and not going to be perfect. So then what I do on this is, now you can see I've got 2 strips on there. Normally I would fill the entire strips up all the way across there so that it would be a nice uniform. This is where my old school caliper comes in handy. You can use a modern one, however you want to do it. This is just how I developed this. Mic it out. Set that over there. I have my size. So here's the wood grain tape. You can see it's woody. What I do normally is I would use a whole strip. So what I'm going to do is this. I set it down there because this old caliper has got a nice square, sharp edge on it. Not like sharp like a knife, but it's a good edge you can get. That's edge of that tape. And very carefully cut myself a length out of this. And I move it along as I go. And there's other ways somebody could probably do this a lot faster, but I enjoy the time to do this. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. If I was actually doing one of the kits, I would do it a lot better than this. But for the sake of this video, yep, here we go. So now I have that cut, so I'm just going to peel it off. It will peel. Alright, I got the strip. So now I use a caliper. This is the easy part. Well, not too easy. Just take it and lay it down between the 2 strips. Because it's already cut straight, should just lay right down in between. And bingo, ladies and gentlemen, wood grain tape and bare metal foil. And I'll show you the end results again. This is one I did last year. Same process. Most people are just going to see that and they're just going to love it. So there it is. If you have any questions, just put it in the comments and down below. Hit like, subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone. Have a good night.